From America to Australia and everywhere in between, we bring you inspiring, informative interviews with accomplished South Asian diaspora spanning every field and walk of life. Welcome to the Desi Buzz Talk Show with your host, Dr. Shabana Parvez. Welcome to the show. Today I'm really excited because this is my first non-Desi guest that I'm interviewing for our podcast. And she's also, as far as I can see, maybe the most successful, or the first non-Desi that's truly embraced Desi culture and cooking, especially, and seems to be quite an expert at that. I mean, we see a lot of people. There's so many people with food, vlogging and food videos online and on YouTube, etc. And there are a lot of them that do make what seem to be very authentic Indian dishes, but they also make Indian, then they make Thai, and they make all different kinds because they're just showing off their culinary skills. But you have really learned to deep dive and specialize in Desi food and culture. So I'm so excited to speak to you. Today we have Andrea Gill, correct?
Yes.
Andrea Gill.
Yes.
She's joining me from Germany. Where in Germany are you?
I'm in Bavaria, nearby Munich.
Oh, Bavaria. Okay, that's a beautiful area there. Yeah. So tell me, Andrea, how does it feel to be just embracing the Desi lifestyle?
Oh, well, first of all, I feel really honored. And it feels a bit surreal because I don't really see it as anything special myself. It's just my everyday life. It's moments
Yeah.
like this right now
Make you
that
realize,
make
oh
me,
my goodness.
yes, that makes me realize, oh my God, I'm living a Desi lifestyle.
Right, right. So you were originally born and raised in Germany, right? So tell us about how your childhood was and how you first started love of cooking.
Um, I had a very sheltered childhood. I grew up in Bavaria, Germany, as I said, with my two siblings, and I am the youngest of three of us. And my mother was also a passionate cook and baker.
Mm.
From the very beginning, she made it a priority to teach us how to cook. She
Mhm.
always said it's important to know how to cook fresh, healthy meals so you
Yes.
can provide for your family.
Uh-huh.
And on the weekends, we had to help her to cook. At some
Mhm.
point, she introduced the idea that we should cook a dish for our choice on our own,
Mhm.
because she wanted to make us sure that we had actually learned something and not just had nonsense in our heads,
Right.
while we helped her. She was always very proud of us when we cooked on our own, no matter how it ended up tasting.
Mhm.
It was simply about doing it and practicing.
Yeah,
So
so she
that's
was
how I
definitely
ended up
encouraging
at
you.
all
That's great.
with cooking.
Now, as a physician, I can say, like you mentioned, you focus really on just cooking and cooking everything from scratch. Um, there are actually documented studies that show that people who cook at home, even if they're not a very good cook, even if it's not a quote unquote healthy meal with low fat, whatever, cooking at home versus eating out, even 1 or 2 meals a week, actually makes a difference in their health. It's blood pressure, weight, anything. It's we have documented evidence of that, and even in the whole process of cooking, because it involves planning and the mind and sequencing and potentially multitasking and use of the hands. There's more research showing that people who with Parkinson's and early dementia, that even trying to cook a meal once a week actually helps them because you're building all of these neural pathways. But anyway, so there's just a whole other health aspect of it, which I love.
I
But
totally agree on that.
yeah,
So
yeah. So but now you actually went beyond and actually got professional training, right, in gastronomy. So
yeah.
would tell us about some of the important lessons you learned during that journey.
Oh my gosh. One of the most important lessons I have learned is that cooking is about creativity. And
Mm-hmm.
to be able to be creative in cooking, you have to know how each dish is cooked. And
Mm-hmm.
you should know every single ingredient of a dish and remember the taste as a whole. Only then you can start adding or omitting other ingredients or side dishes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, and
Okay.
only in this way you can develop a sense of which
Right.
combinations are possible and which
Hmm.
are not.
Right.
In cooking, there are no limits, I say.
Yeah, of
You
course.
have
Exactly.
absolute freedom of creativity. So,
Creativity. That is probably one of
yeah,
the most ultimate places for that.
yeah.
Before, except maybe in baking. You can't just complete, you have to be more specific with baking, but in, a little bit more precise. I'm not a precision cook, but I love to cook. Um, anyway, but before India entered your life, you were also interested in Spanish cuisine, right? So what
Oh,
other, what about international cooking and other cooking styles or Spanish cuisine interested you? What attracted you?
oh, that was a very exciting time for me actually,
Hmm.
because I found it so thrilling to prepare vegetables in a completely different way and
Hmm.
also to combine them with different vegetables than we do in traditional German cuisine. For
Hmm.
me, it was from that moment on boring to cook German food.
And okay.
It was
Yeah.
so exciting to see which spices and herbs were used in Spain and what flavor
Mm-hmm.
resulted. For me,
Right.
it was new to do something different with eggs, besides scrambled eggs, fried eggs, or using them for cake,
Right.
because they make so many different things. And I was
Mhm.
like, oh, wow, I have to keep on with this.
Right.
It blew my mind.
Yeah. And Spain, of course, is one of those, because they have international influence. Spanish food is influenced by other, like the Moroccan influence and, North Africa.
Yeah,
So that's why it's already a melting pot kind of cuisine that probably opened your eyes to a
it
lot of other
was,
ways of making food, correct?
yeah,
Yeah. So now
exactly.
you met your husband. Your husband is Indian, correct? And
Yes,
so you
yes,
met your husband in Sydney, right? About what was it, 2011? And you got married in
yes.
India in 2012. So that almost sounds like a film movie, a film script. How did your love story begin? Meeting your
Okay, it
husband in
was actually like a kind of movie. It was really like this.
India.
Well, let me start. I spent 7 months traveling as a backpacker in Australia with two
Mhm.
friends. My husband lived and worked there. And my friends and I always lived rather freely because we were saving for our sightseeing tours in Sydney on Christmas Eve. However, we decided to treat ourselves a little and decided to go out. At that point, we had been in Australia for about 5 months, I need to
Mhm.
say. We chose a backpacker bar that we had visited once after our arrival in Sydney, and then never again. So it was a kind of spontaneous decision. It was insanely crowded. You could even turn around. We
Mhm.
went to this very small bar and got a drink. And when I turned around, my friends had disappeared into the crowd.
Mhm.
I stood in a corner to keep a lookout for them, and suddenly someone dripped over my food. And
That
that
was
was the moment we saw each other for the very first time.
oh, that's funny.
It was
Cute.
so,
Maybe he planned it because that's what happens in the movies. He sees
no,
you and he's
seriously
like, I'm
not,
gonna try to
because
plan this.
it sounds like, but no, because he was also like, oh my God, sorry, sorry, can I invite you for some drink? And I was like,
Ah, well, there you
okay,
go.
why not? Because I was anyways alone and waiting for my friends. And from that moment on, we were like talking, and yeah. And after a while, he asked me for my phone number, and well, two
Yeah.
days later, we catched up again. And till I left Australia
Uh-huh.
to go back home to Germany, we spent every single day together, and well, that
Yeah,
was
and
the
then you
end.
got married in India,
Yeah.
and so now that was the very first time you went to India. And you had your wedding. What was your impression of India the first time when you went there for your wedding?
Oh, um, I, I I need really to mention I didn't had any idea about
What to
India, about
expect?
the culture or the food.
Mhm.
Nothing at all. I
Mhm.
just knew I liked this man or I loved this man, and I go there. I didn't do any research. So at first I thought, wow. And now I'm in a part of a documentary, just like the ones I've always seen on television.
Yeah.
It was so surreal.
Hmm.
And it was beautiful to be able to experience and feel it all in real life. I
Hmm.
was really impressed, and um, I'm so impressed by the hospitality that was shown to me. The brilliance of the colors of Indian clothing was overwhelming for me.
Oh
The
yes,
way of
very
choosing and
colorful.
buying suits was, I mean, it was, if
A
you buy
completely
here
different
clothes,
world. Yeah.
It was, yeah,
Hmm.
totally.
Yeah.
And also seeing how family celebrations are handled there and that relatives help each other,
Very extended families. Yes.
very extended
Mm.
and so different from
Yeah.
Germany. It's,
Very interesting. So now let's
yeah,
get into a little bit more about food because that's what we're
yeah.
talking about here. So you talked about eating roti and paratha for the very first time in India. You never had anything like that. What was that like?
That was
Because you
also,
have to eat with your hands too, right? So it's like, hmm.
I was eating with my hands, and I
Yeah.
still remember as they put the plate, or they
Yeah.
gave the plate to me, I was like, okay,
What do I
what
do
am
with
I
this?
eating here? I opened a prata, and I didn't know that it's like, what is in there? First of all, this round thing, it started to cook early in the morning in the
Yes,
kitchen
it's a
on a
breakfast
hot
item
plate,
often. Yeah.
and the ghee.
Yes.
I was like, what's going on here? Then I opened the prata. I didn't know that I am going to get gobi, like cauliflower.
Uh-huh.
But I was so embarrassed to ask, what am I going to eat here?
Uh-huh.
So I just ate, and it was so tasty. I was like, oh, wow.
Uh-huh. Very
Um,
eye-opening. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
Now,
was
yeah, just very unique, right?
it
No.
was very unique. Yeah.
Hmm. Now, you said now not just right now, Indian cooking, Punjabi cooking specifically. Your husband is Punjabi, I'm assuming? Or
Yes, he's
yeah,
from
okay,
Amritsar.
so it took nearly 6 years for you to truly
Yeah.
understand Punjabi cooking and make the perfect roti. What was
Perfect.
6 years is a long time. So what kept you motivated during all of that? That's sometimes people would have given up. Some a lot of people would have, I guess.
Yeah, well, it was I wanted to be able to cook a good, delicious dish so that my husband has a little piece of home here in Germany.
Yeah.
I didn't want him to constantly taste the difference,
Mm-hmm.
by which I mean that I, as a non-Desi, cooked
Mm-hmm.
it. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted it taste as if he were sitting at home in India,
That's
eating
great.
his food. Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
was my whole
Mm-hmm.
intention.
Now, the thing about Indian cuisine, of course, there's a lot of complexity of spices and layering a lot of
Yeah,
spices. So now, and we mentioned before, like the creativity and how you have to understand the ingredients. So,
yeah.
which spice or ingredient from Indian cooking was most confusing for you in the beginning? And yeah, and now, which one is your most favorite?
So confusing was definitely the green chilies. At first, I always was asking, like,
Why is there so
do
much
they really
control in
need to be
everything?
in there? Do I have to use them? This is too
Right?
spicy for me.
Right.
I try to avoid them.
Hmm.
By now, I eat a bit spicier than my husband, I need to say.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my
That's good.
my taste totally changed.
Hmm.
And my absolute favorite spicy doesn't exist, I would say. I love my spicy box
You
with
like
my
them
six
all. It's
spices in
hard to pick
it.
one, huh? They all
Yeah,
kind of go together. You have to have like a just a collaboration of spices, I guess. It's not one.
especially, yeah, it doesn't matter where you go in North India, South India, you need to
Hmm.
have your basic spices to be able to
Yeah,
cook those dishes.
right.
So,
So with
yeah.
your exposure, initial exposure to Indian cuisine being Punjabi because your husband's Punjabi, then what there are obviously other regional cuisines in India which are also quite distinct. So when did you start exploring that and like what which as you did that, what is the other region that might have fascinated you most and maybe why?
Well, after I thought, like after these 6 years or 7 years, I thought it's enough of Punjabi kitchen.
Right. Oh yeah.
That I started with Gujarat and Bengali,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, wow, 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 wow. They use much more less spices than the Punjabis, but it's so flavorful.
Mm-hmm.
It just, I was on the spot in love.
Mm-hmm.
And when I discovered these dishes, I used black mustard seeds, curry leaves, and kasuri
Mm-hmm.
methi seeds for the first time. That was simply
Oh,
wonderful for me. From
right.
then on, it was clear to me that I absolutely had to discover more, and Punjabi dishes were set aside for the time being
Very
because I already knew those. So,
right. Very good. So now talking coming to like a fusion, you combined German dishes with Indian flavor. So now let's talk about that. There's a lot of different fusions, but seems kind of like they seem a lot more opposite than you think. So tell us a little bit about how your Indo-German fusion went, and like maybe an example of a dish or how you modified it.
Oh, well, sometimes it can be that I'm too lazy to make roti. And then I just combine a dish with pasta. Pasta is not German, but very famous here in Germany too. Obviously, a neighbor country from,
Italy.
um,
Mhm.
yeah, Italy.
Yeah.
So then I make sometimes samba with pasta or dal
Oh,
makhani with pasta
samba
or
with pasta. Okay, dal makhani with pasta. Okay.
ja, or Spätzle. There's a dish
Spätzle.
called
Yeah, which is a
You know
noodle dish. It's a
Spätzle?
German noodle dish, isn't it? Spätzle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Or chana masala with pancakes. German pancakes. Oh, this is
Ah,
also
okay.
amazing.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we eat the pancakes also sour, so
Hmm.
actually
Yeah.
goes everything. Also mushroom dish with paneer also.
Hmm.
And pancakes.
Right. So now, coming to the reason how we kind of found you, and like you were on social media, and quite influential. Like in 2020, you said you and your husband started Coffee Milk Family on social media. So it's
Yeah.
one thing to know how to cook and to cook well and be a good cook at home, but then to really share that with the world and be confident in doing that, and then also attracting all the followers that you have attracted. Tell us what first of all inspired you to share this the way, and yeah, how did you start doing that? Starting this Coffee Milk Family? Is it a YouTube channel, correct?
Because of the interest of our friends and family who kept asking how we accommodate both of our cultures in our daily life.
Hmm.
They were always like, how this can work.
Right?
And then we thought we could share that on a social media to show
Mhm.
everyone that love knows no borders and how
Mhm.
colorful life can be.
Right.
So
So it was not just about the cooking initially, right? You started actually with comedy and
we started
lifestyle,
with comedy
comedy and
and
lifestyle videos, and then you went into food, a little
yes,
bit of storytelling.
there was a comedies like how what am I doing when my Indian husband is annoying me, like putting extra chilies in his chai or so.
Hmm.
It started like this, but then
Hmm.
I was also a little bit of exhausted, and it was hard to do this um, or to how to say
Keep
to
up.
yeah, keep up this wild daily routine.
Yeah.
And then my husband was saying like, "And why you don't show then your cooking skills?" And I was like, "Yeah, you're right." Because I
Yeah.
wanted to share something. I
Right.
felt sharing what
Yeah.
am I doing that
Right.
people see you can also manage if you want to have Indian food at home. Here we go. It's not
Right.
hard. You can
Right,
manage.
right. So now you have gotten to with across YouTube, Instagram, link, not Facebook, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. You have 700,000 followers. So now
Hmm.
with that social media following, how has that changed your life in any way, personally or professionally? How has it impacted you?
Social media has given me self-confidence. That's what I can say. Taking away the last fears of contact that might have had before.
Mm-hmm.
I know approach people openly. And now, I now approach people openly, which was rather difficult for me before.
Mm-hmm.
I no longer care what others might think of me. Every day, hundreds of thousands of people see me, and everyone sees me the way they want to see me, which I absolutely cannot influence. So why worry about it anymore?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have
So it's just
to
authentic.
please
You just
anyone
decided it
else.
was just like you're going to be yourself and be authentic and not try to be
Yeah,
somebody specifically to make a particular, group happy. It's just be
yeah,
yourself, and if they like you, and or not.
you
Just
nailed it. Yeah,
authenticity.
exactly.
That's
Yeah,
great. Yeah. So now beyond that, you have your store online, IndoGerm Kitchen,
yes,
and then you
yes,
have a food blog. So you're just kind of
yes.
expanding here. Cook with Coffee Milk Family. So now your passion is instead of just like for fun or a side thing, it's more of a business. What inspired that change?
It happened automatically.
It just kind of
um,
organically just happened. Yeah. Okay.
exactly, it was organically. Like people kept on asking from where you got your greater plate, and then it was like, okay, I can't get the greater plate here. And we were saying, like, oh, that's so pity because I love the greater plate. And if someone else wants to use it, we have to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then we said, like, okay, we open our online shop and try to provide to everyone the greater plate.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone else was like, I want to use your spices, which spices I have to use. And I was like, okay, then I'm going to put my spices in the online shop too. Then everyone can get exactly the spices which I'm using, and they don't
Mm-hmm.
have to worry from where to get. And
Mm-hmm. Do you make your own
you know,
spice blends as well, as opposed to just
yeah,
individuals? Yeah, that's great.
yes,
Awesome. Very good. All right.
yeah.
So let's just go to some rapid fire questions that we just kind of like so this is not much thinking, right? Just like first thing on your off the top of your head. Favorite Indian dish?
This is the hardest
Too
question of
many.
my whole entire life. I can't give you an answer. I can't. I love everything with paneer. Let's say,
Paneer. Okay,
is
paneer.
is
Okay.
there paneer in there? I will
Uh,
eat.
okay. How about your favorite German comfort food?
This is hard because there's no German food anymore in my mind. But okay, oh my God.
None? Nothing? You don't like any German food anymore? Now that you've seen the light and gotten Indian food, German food doesn't like even rate.
It's seriously, there's nothing in my mind. I
Okay.
Spätzle, because
Okay.
I
Okay. Are
said
you
it
a chai?
before.
Are you more of a chai person or a coffee person?
It depends on which time you ask me. In the
Uh,
morning, I say coffee. In the afternoon, chai.
okay. That's a fair. That's really good. Kind of. Yep.
Yeah,
Roti or rice?
roti.
Of course.
Definitely
Okay.
roti.
Yeah. Yeah. One Indian spice that you cannot live without.
Kitchen King masala.
Which
I
masala?
can't.
Kitchen
Kitchen King
kitchen
masala.
kitchen king masala. Okay. One
I
Indian
can't live
city that you
without.
love the most that you travel to.
Amritsar, because it's home for
Amritsar.
me.
It's home.
Yeah,
Very good.
it's my home.
Excellent. So it's a really been interesting talking to you, Andrea, and really happy to see your success and just that the fact that you're bringing this intercultural, cross-cultural, demonstrating like love, fusion, just everything, learning, your love of learning and transmitting to other people and sharing. It's so wonderful to see. So now we're going to finish up now. What message would you like to give to people around the world about embracing different cultures, relationships, food traditions through love and understanding? Any
I would
final
just
message?
say, don't be scared of anything. Be brave. Try everything. Trust in yourself and just do it. If you want something, go for it.
Very
I would
good.
say this.
That's
Yeah.
excellent. Thank you so much. Anything else you want to say as we finish up? Any other comments last?
No.
Okay. Well, here we go. So you're again. Let's tell everybody. It's Cook with Coffee Milk Family. That's your blog. IndoGerm Kitchen is your online store. Is it IndoGermKitchen.com? The URL.
IndoGermanKitchen.com, yes.
IndoGermKitchen.com. And then
Yes.
your that's it. It's Coffee Milk Family is your Instagram and YouTube handle, right? Or
YouTube, Facebook, TikTok,
your
just
Coffee Milk
everywhere.
Family is your channel. All right. Thank you so
Yeah.
much again, and we'll
Thank
look
you.
forward to see what you come up with next. Thank you.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Hmm.
You
Bye.
too.
Bye.
Bye bye.